Integers can be represented in real-world situations, and it's important to understand what the situation is to be able to determine the integer we're talking about. Number lines can help us with this. In the situation, the bird is 150 feet above the ground. The first thing I need to think about is what would 0 mean in this situation? 0 in this situation is going to represent where the ground is. So if I make a number line, I'm going to start off labeling 0 as the ground. And I know the bird is 150 feet above the ground. So this would be 50, 100, this would be 150 feet above the ground. So this point represents where the bird is, which is the integer positive 150. Another example would be the temperature being 12 degrees below 0. Again, think about what 0 is. In this case, 0 represents 0 degrees. So I'm going to use this as if it were a thermometer, and I'm going to put 0 degrees up here towards the top. And I'm going to do that because I know what I'm looking for is 12 degrees below 0. So this is 2 degrees below 0, 4 degrees below 0, 6 degrees below 0, 8 degrees below 0, 10 degrees below 0, and finally 12 degrees below 0. Right here is the integer represented by the situation, which is a negative 12. Okay. The fish is 73 feet below the surface of the water. Again, the starting point, or the place where 0 is represented in this situation, is going to be the surface of the water. So I'm going to start and put my 0 up here, which is the surface of the water. And then I'm going to find 73 feet below that surface. So this would be 10 feet below, this would be 20 feet below, 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet below, 60 feet below, 70 feet below, and I'm actually going to count to 80 feet below because I want 73 feet below the surface, which is going to be more than 70, but less than 80, so it's going to be right in here somewhere, and that's going to be negative 73. So 73 feet below the surface of the water is represented by the integer negative 73. Okay, here's a different situation. Amanda earned $19 babysitting. She's earning money, which means she's making money. So our 0 is going to represent the money she started with. So 0 will be Amanda's starting money, and we know she's going to earn $19, which means she's going to get $19, which is a positive amount because she's earning that money. So I'm going to move towards the positive side, and right here would be where $19 would be. So $19, earning $19 is going to be represented by a positive 19. So I've got two more situations to look at. Susan lost 10 pounds. Again, losing 10 pounds means she's going to have less than what she started with. So our 0 in this case is going to be her starting weight. So we'll put our 0 right here, which is going to be Susan's starting weight. And we know she lost 10 pounds. And since she's losing 10 pounds, she's going to have less than she started with, which means we're going to represent this with the integer negative 10. And finally, the dog buried a bone 3 feet under the ground. Our starting point here is going to be the ground. So this 0 would be represented by the ground, and the bone is 3 feet below the surface of the ground. So we're going to go below the ground, which is going to be below 0, and we'll represent this situation with the integer negative 3.